Hello, welcome to Reality Subject to Influence series that I do every October. My name is Alexander Ermenkov, I'm a ruling reality coach, and today is 7th of October 2022. I've done this series last year where I was willing to express how reality is subject to influence by showing you how I reduced my weight from 102 to almost 90 kilos in 25 days. And you can see this series in my YouTube channel, Alex Ermenkov. Also, this year I decided to do this series again and to show you my perspective and my inner world and my thinking and the way I'm tackling and how I'm working with the outer reality. So yesterday and the day before I started at the beginning of October of 116.5 kilos. So actually I'm a big failure from last year's October, and only in the month of September I raised my weight with 10 kilograms, and now I started October from 116.5 kilogram. The last 2 days I was at 115, and today I was in the morning when I went on the scale, it showed me again 115.6, and I said, why this is so? It is not so possible to be so, because I know everything that I have done yesterday. Anyhow, I went again on the scale and it showed me 114.3 kilos, so it's 1 kilo less than yesterday. So what I'm doing when I'm fasting, I'm reducing approximately 1 kilogram per day, and I am continuing this thing for the next 4 or 5 days, and after this I'm going to start doing 24-hour fasting and 24 hours eating as much as my body wants. In this way, actually, when I'm fasting 24 hours and eating 24 hours, I'm reducing approximately half kilo, and later in the series you're going to see that the worst case scenario is 300 grams or 400 grams per day. But basically I have started this journey with my inner world identity creation of a 90 kilogram person that is having this weight for the rest of his life. So in the moment I'm outside of who I am in my inner being as an identity, as a vision, and this is what we people usually say, and this is what we people usually label as failure. So the realm when your inner world is one and your outer reality is very different from what's inside of you, and what are your desires, what is your new you, then we categorize this and we label this as failure. I have called this realm the fail book. So when you are in this realm of the fail book, you need to start doing something. The two things that are very important when you are there is to stop resisting, to stop being discouraged, to stop blaming that somebody else is responsible for your failures. And it is important you to learn to accept that everything that is in your outside reality is because of you, and you are the one that have generated what you see with your five senses in the outer reality, and nobody else is responsible for your and mine outer reality experience. So in my simple example, I was 5 days ago 116.5 kilograms because during all of September I was traveling around the world, I was eating a lot, so it was me who was giving the signals to my body, who was feeding this body so that this body gained the weight. So the body is working based on the directions that we are giving to it. Some of you can say, well, but Alex, it was not my long-term intention. I'm not pleased with what I'm doing with myself, and so on and so on. I cannot rule myself. That's why I've created this program, Ruling Reality Basics, where you understand and I daily understand how actually we are ruling our reality, which contains our internal world and our outside experience. So what I have found out during the last 2 or 3 years is actually that as we as human beings have a body, and all of you are 100% convinced that your body is actually individual and it is yours, and this gives you the sense of individualization. But also what I have found out is that all of us, me, you, all the people around the world, have their personal, individualized reality, outer reality that is 100% individualized and based on who they are in their inside being. So basically what is happening, you are moving your internal being around the external reality in space, time, the physical matter, in an individualized manner. Everything that is happening with you is specifically based on what you as a person is generating. Let me give you an example with my daughter, which in the moment in October 2022 is in England and is experiencing her reality in the university, but she chose this reality 3 or 4 years ago when she was 14, 13 years old. She knew that she's going to study in Britain. She was preparing her life for the studying there. So there was 3, 4, 5 year preparation, and she was continually coming to this point that when she is 18, she is going to experience different reality than my reality, than your reality, and she was little by little preparing her reality based on her inner desires, not based on what her father and mother are projecting upon her. So she chose her own specific educational subject. It was not something that was pushed by me or my wife. She chose the place herself, and she was preparing herself for her reality. So she actually generated her new experiences, and daily now when she's opening her eyes, she is living in her own individualized reality that she custom made for her own experience. And this is what all of us are doing. I'm not experiencing in the moment an Indian reality because I'm not there. I haven't dreamed to live long term in this realm in the moment. Every one of you is experiencing different reality based on the outer appearances in your life, but also your conditions, your state of being, your vibrations, your energy, your connectedness. Everything is decided by you. Let me tell you something what I understood for choice. We know that this is our power. We can choose. Well, in a sense, choice is an illusion, as it said in the Matrix. But also the important thing is, well, subconsciously we have chosen already what we are choosing daily. But also it is important to understand what we actually choose. let me tell you what I realized, that we as human beings actually are choosing only one thing. In what process are we going to participate? A lot of things are already pre-produced, pre-prepared for us, and we need only to choose which of the processes we are going to experience in our own experiences. So basically, we are not choosing and then creating something and then going forward into having an experience of 20 years of creationing of the choice that we want. No, a lot of things are already pre-prepared for you. If you want to go to the United States, you don't need to build the States, you don't need to do a lot of things, because a lot of things are already done from the generations before. It was Indians living 300 years ago. Now it's a civilized place and space there. A lot of people from all over the world are there, and now it's a new civilization, society. And when you choose to move to another place, there were a lot of beings before you that were creating this environment. So now you only choose in what type of processes, environments, spaces you can actually participate. So then choice is part of a pre-framed processes. You cannot go to the United States of America and then change the whole country according to who you are, in a sense that you cannot change the culture, you cannot change the inner United States climate and the tendency that are going in the mountain and so on. So you are only choosing where to participate, in what experiences you to participate, and of course how then we individualize the reality. The reality then is individualized for you and for me based on the one and only thing, and it is called what is important for me personally. This is what you are daily emitting in reality. Reality is daily asking me, Alex, what is important for you today? What is important for you long term? What are your expressions in the outer reality that you want to experience and you want to observe? And this is why I'm showing you now during the month of October how my inner identity of a 90 kilogram person is actually expressing to the outer reality, and the most proximate part of my outer reality is my body. So I'm emitting my importance about my outer expression is to move through this reality in a 90 kilogram body. So in the moment, in the outer reality, I'm not 90 kilograms, so I need to create these shifts where they are made by only one way. We all need to accept what is in the moment, because in this way we acknowledge that we are the one that have generated what is in the moment. It was not somebody else's choice. In the moment I had to be 116 kilograms or 140 kilograms. It was not you who decided it for me. It was not the government. It was not some secret societies that decided my kilograms. It was me and my personal experience. So if I am responsible for my failures and my dwelling in the fail book according to what I have decided that failure is for me, because for different people failure is different things, then we need to actually understand that the power is and have always been inside of us. So let's take responsibilities for our bodies, part of our external reality, and let's take responsibilities also for the outer reality that we experience on a daily basis, and start consciously emitting what is important for us, what is important for you personally in your outer reality, because it consists from your body. What is important for your body? I had one lady that is a fitness lady, and she asked me in Facebook, Alex, what is your goal for your body? It struck me strongly, because in the outer reality you need to be specific. And specifically, till now, the only thing I have formed about my body expression in the outer reality are the kilograms. But what about the muscles? What about the shape? What about the other things? Alex, can we also put importance about these things? Yes, because if you decide that you want to be more muscles, less fat, and so many specifics, you can go on. First, you decide, you visualize, you create your inner image that you want to express in the outer reality, and then your outer reality is going to change. New way of behaviors are going to appear, so that you are able to long-term sustain the body image that you do want. That's why it's very important, and a lot of commercials are feeding you daily with images that they want you to take. And then it's very important to be authentic and to decide what is important for you based on what your inner world desire, because the idea is to influence the outer reality from the inside out, and to be able to cancel the noise that is coming from the outer reality, and to tap into your inner source, and to decide what you actually want while being here on this earth, and what you actually want to express while you're here. So it's the body, the one thing that you have. It's important you to decide what expressions of your body you want to have as an experience in the outer reality. Also, it is important for you to decide the other things that are appearing before you in your outer reality. And some of the definitions for these things are the wealth that you want to experience, the money, the houses, the assets, and everything that we, the human beings, label as richness and label as wealth. It is something that we can experience on a daily basis, and it is something that we can have in our own personal realities as an experiences also. Yes, but Alex, it is not me that is choosing how rich or poor I am going to be. It is the luck that is choosing for me. It is the gods that are giving me favor or not. It is something that is outside of me. If I was living in Switzerland, of course I was going to be rich and everything was going to be fine. If my job was well paid, then everything was going to be chosen for me in the outer reality. No, it doesn't work like this. It doesn't matter where you are. You will always be poor. If you are poor from the inside, connected to this outside wealth, assets, and riches that you can have. Of course, long term, it is important two things. You always need to experience the poorness in your inner being in order to seek for more. Also, it doesn't matter how much wealth, richness, experiences you have created in the outer reality that are yours and you can experience on a daily basis, because if I have nice cars, if I have nice houses, if I live in a nice neighborhood, if I have vacational homes, in my reality I'm going to experience them on a daily basis. But does it mean that this is the only thing my inner being is able to experience? No, the same inner being can experience, if it decides intentionally, to be very poor, very humble, to live only with one cloth and nothing else in the outside reality. And a lot of people, when I'm telling them this, they say, yes, Alex, I know this is the easy part. It is very easy to become poor, and it is very easy to stay poor if you intentionally decide so. And it is very hard to become rich if you intentionally decide so. Why the structure is made in this way? The problem is that when something is important for a lot of people, let's say that all the planet has decided now that all of us want to become poor. If we all have the same inner desire to be as poorest as possible in the outer reality all over the world, it is going to become a hard process only, because then the governments are going to create the opposite idea. They are going to flood you with riches in order not to stay poor. So it always works in a contrary, paradoxically ways. You can create so many different types of realities and structures and governments and so on, but in the way that the structure is created now, it is difficult to obtain a lot of riches, and it is easy to stay in a poor outside reality. But basically this is not the important thing. The important thing is you to choose for yourself what is important for you, and then to start influence and to create a specific outer reality that is up to date, and it is for you, and it is doing you the purpose. And then you navigate your body, you navigate your outer reality, which is your riches, your probabilities, your things that you are creating in the outer reality, your projects, your goal, your dreams. You can navigate them into a purpose and meaning that you have decided. And then you can express your values, then you can project who you are. But it is also important, even if you become a powerful person, not to project your worldview, because all worldviews, all experiences are actually the same from the perspective of the construct of reality and the universe. There is no rich is good, poor is bad. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, and the problem is when the poor is striving to become rich and is obsessed with this, and it's always constantly fighting inside of him, or is going in despair because he or she cannot become a normal human being that is expressing its inside reality to the outside world and intentionally creating its own reality and shape it the way the human being wants to be. It's the same problem with the rich people. The rich people think that they have it all. There is nothing else there. They are pressured to buy yachts. They are pressured to buy nice cars. They are pressured for a lot of other things that the poor people are not pressured. So also they don't feel authentically rich. They don't feel that they have given enough value. They can live in total disaster also. They cannot find any purpose, any meaning outside of their riches. They are in constant fear that if they lose this comfort in the outside reality that they have created, they have lost their inside experience, and it is a totally miserable life also. So the important thing in life are the flows of life, are the experiences of life, are human beings to become rulers of their own reality, and then they will stop judging. Why? this person has decided such a reality, why this person has decided such a reality. You are going to accept everything as it is, and you are going to understand, and I'm going to enjoy the richness of life as it is. I'm going to just amaze you about the reality that you have chosen, because it is the perfect reality for you, and it is part of your inner expressions in the moment of what is important for you. So this is all for today. It is good if you have learned that you have individual body shape, but also you have individual custom-made reality that you are constantly influencing, nourishing, and creating on a daily basis. You can learn more about me in my webpage, alexanderarmenkov.com. I have a YouTube channel, and I'm making also how to rule your reality monthly webinars where I'm posting them in Facebook and LinkedIn, so you can follow my work, you can follow my personal experiences, and I'm so glad and thankful for all of you that are taking something from what I'm saying, because I'm just willing to express myself, because I know that we are interconnected. And then I'm so happy and glad when I see people that I even don't know and haven't connected with them in years. They say, well, Alex, we follow some of the things you are doing, because if you watch the same movements that I'm doing from my perspective, sometimes I say, well, maybe only 3 people have watched my YouTube videos, only 60 or only 300, or I'm not a big star, I'm not something very influential or so on, but this is not the truth. Every one of us, when we're expressing from the inside out our inner beings, we are totally 100% inspiring others. So thank you for watching, and bye bye, see you tomorrow.